Catching the ball. Young players, newer players to lacrosse, players who don't have as much experience, do yourself a favor, focus on catching the ball. Throwing a pass and shooting a good shot, those are all great things. I think shooting is the best part of lacrosse. I tell players of all age that. But catching the ball is going to be what determines a lot of the time, especially when you're younger and newer to the game, how much fun you have, how much time you or your team spends with the ball, how many shots you get to take. During practices, we practice footwork when we're dodging and go over two-man games and some of these other things. But if you don't catch the ball, then the ball isn't in your stick, and then you can't do any of those things. So really boil it down. Lacrosse is not like other sports where there's specialization such that not every player is going to be doing basically the same thing. Every single lacrosse player's got to be able to catch and throw with that lacrosse stick. Even if you're a defender, even if you're a goalie, even if you're the face-off guy, everybody's got to be able to catch a lacrosse ball and throw a lacrosse ball. Throwing the lacrosse ball is really similar to the throwing or passing motion in a lot of sports. So throwing the ball, especially for younger kids, they tend to pick that up a little bit more quickly. Catching the ball is something that some coaches will just let slide. Like, we just want them out there playing. It doesn't matter. They can learn to catch eventually. I am probably about as opposed to that as you can be. I think younger players, when they start catching the ball more consistently, undoubtedly they're going to have more fun, and they're going to get to, again, just access different parts of the game. Picking up a ground ball and then moving it off the ground. If a player overcarries the ball, they throw a bad pass. Now it's another ground ball. And so then when you have 8 minutes of scrimmage time, that's, 6 minutes and 48 seconds ground balls, I think players start to think, is that all this game is? It's hockey, it's different because the puck's on the ground. The point is, there are plenty of options for what a young player can work on. And just having the lacrosse stick and a ball in your hands at all is going to be good, and it's going to be helpful to you. But if you can find some time to work on your own, on just catching, whether you're throwing the ball up in the air and catching it in your stick, or whether you're having a parent, lob a ball at you with their hand and try to throw you, some bad passes and make your stick, responsive and make your mind quicker to find in those passes that are not that great. These are things that when you get into a game or you get into a scrimmage situation, you're going to need those skills. And again, all of the dodging and shooting on the run and hitting corners, those parts of lacrosse are great, but we won't be able to access any of them if we can't catch the ball. So next time you find a spare few minutes, find a way to work on catching, throw it against a rebounder, throw a tennis ball against a wall, as long as it's, not one that has a window or anything, or throw the ball up in the air. If you work on catching the ball more than anything else, I can guarantee you will be by far one of the best players on your team.